Welcome to the Rainbow Sash Movement's podcast. The topic of this podcast is Catholics Coming Home, a response to Cardinal Francis George, current president of the National Council of Catholic Bishops. This week saw the launch of the initiative in northern Illinois. A series of TV commercials, which began airing last week, will run throughout the Rockford and Joliet Diocese and the Chicago Archdiocese until January 24th. This initiative has also been tried in other parts of the country. Success or non-success will depend on the numbers of those returning to show how effective this approach has been. Catholics Come Home is an invitation to people who once filled the pews but now stay at home on Sunday morning. It encourages them to reconnect with their local parish and participate in a program that will reorient them to the Church and its teachings. How does the issue of anger, personal difficulties, or struggle with the Church's teachings play out in the Catholics Come Home program? Is this even addressed? Or do those who promote this idea really think that education about the Church's teaching will correct anger over betrayal? Is it reasonable to believe that the journey home is not about reconciliation? If it is about reconciliation, is not listening a very important part of the puzzle? Is evangelization in the face of betrayal the answer? There are many who have left the Church, but to ignore the reasons why they left the Church in the name of evangelization borders on an arrogance of purpose and lacks intellectual integrity. Have we as a Church not been wounded enough by the divisions of betrayal on so many levels? The question then becomes, just how sincere is this effort? What the Archdiocese in some parts of this country are trying to do is laudable. However, it would be irresponsible to lead individuals to believe this is a one-way journey. Our Church is wounded, and we must begin to understand that blind orthodoxy, in most cases, has brought us to this point. Orthodoxy promoted the idea that publicly facing up to scandal was somehow wrong. Orthodoxy drew the line in the sand, saying a better and purer church than a larger one, only to be blinded by its own arrogance. Now the Church is hemorrhaging, and money is not flowing as it has in the past. The clergy and religious numbers are telling a story of decay, only because many in authority today promote the same old mantra of pay, pray, and obey. Putting the problem of abuse of authority in new wineskins will not bring us a solution, only more hemorrhaging. I believe it is time to have a mature conversation in the Church about our problems and how we can best solve those problems. And how we do this will either attract those who have left to reconsider or further distance them from the Church we love. I do not give up on this Church, but I would be a liar to say I have faith in those who govern us. Unless we publicly and honestly look at the 900-pound gorilla in the room, we will only continue our hemorrhaging. It is time that we spoke honestly to each other about rebuilding this Church, which is in a constant state of decay.